It was one of the most closely watched races in U.S. history. And now, more than a month since losing the Georgia Senate runoff, Kelly Loeffler isn't done with politics. The former senator launching Greater Georgia, a voter outreach program to rival the one started by Stacey Abrams and credited with helping Democratic candidates make major gains. Former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. So you're not giving up. What made you go back out there and fight again?
Well, Ainsley, I am bringing my experience not only as a candidate and a senator, but as a businesswoman, someone who has worked and lived the American dream. And Greater Georgia is premised on the idea that our state is greater when everyone's voice is heard and everyone's vote is counted. And so we're building Greater Georgia around three key tenets. And the first one is identifying and registering more voters here in Georgia. We know that there's about 2 million unregistered voters, the majority of whom believe in our conservative values, things like school choice, better jobs, low taxes, small government. We need to do better outreaching to those folks and bringing them in. And that leads to the second element of this, which is really broadening our engagement across more communities here in Georgia, reaching out to the Black community, the Hispanic community, suburban women, and letting them know how important their voices are in our movement, and listening and sharing those conservative values and making sure that their voice counts and is heard. In our race in January, we saw that 500,000 voters did not turn out that voted in November. And the majority of those were Republicans. So we need to do better at keeping that tent up year-round, not taking the tent down after an election. We have to let people know where we stand on the issues and that we need their voice. And then the third part is all about strengthening trust in our elections. We know that in Georgia, 55% of Georgians believe that we need more safeguards in our elections. So helping Georgians trust in our elections and making sure that they turn out.
I know that when Stacey Abrams, when she ran for governor, she learned from that loss. She went out and she did so much outreach, and then it paid off. We saw it just pay off in January. What did you learn from your race that you wish you would have done differently, that you'll carry into this next election in 2 years to help Republicans?
Absolutely. It was the best part of the job is getting out across Georgia with Georgians, listening to them. And one of the most gratifying parts of it was when Georgians would say to me, this is the first time I've been involved in an election. And I was there once. I was in their shoes once, just first getting involved. So we know that there are people that want to be involved, that want to be reached out to. We can't forget a single Georgian. They're hardworking Georgians that contribute to our economy. Their voices need to be heard, but that outreach needs to be done outside of an election year. And we know that there's 2.5 million registered voters that didn't even vote in November. So there's low propensity voters that need to hear our message, that we need them and we want their voice in our party. And we have a positive winning message, and we need to stay on that year in, year out, regardless of it being an election year.
Where can people find out more information about it?
Well, you can certainly learn more at greatergeorgia.com. You can learn about, each of the elements that we're advancing, and then we're going to be out across the state engaging with Georgians, listening to them, registering to hear their voice, to get their vote counted, and we can't start too soon. I mean, that's the other thing I learned is that we need to start today, and that's why I'm taking the first step.
Well, we wish you all the best. Thanks so much for coming on with us.
Thanks, Ainsley.